Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Lord Jesus, I give you my thanks for your word. I give you my feet to follow your path. I give you my hands to see as you speak. I give you my tongue to speak your words. I give you my mouth to speak iniquity. I give you my spirit to speak clarity. Above all, I give you my heart, so that you can love your Father alone. I give you my whole self to speak clarity. Those who your house with Christ our King, Virgin Most Prudent, Mary Mother of the Church, pray for us, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. I never get tired of the Christmas story because it's so spectacular. It's so spectacular. Every little detail of it. There's no way it can't be true because no human being would ever write a story like the Christmas story. It has to have come from God. And each year I think about different details like on the Christmas story that I'd like to focus on that helps you realize how spectacular the Christmas story is. And this year I'm focusing on the baby. I'm focusing on the baby. And the fact that God was 100% human as a baby. So what is a baby? What's a baby? Now this is a baby doll. Looks a lot like a baby. But what is a baby? What can a baby do? What can a baby do? Not much, right? It can sleep and cry and make some noises, maybe smile, maybe giggle. It can't talk. It can't win a basketball tournament. It can't play volleyball. It can't dance in the Nutcracker. All of the things that you guys are doing, it can't do. It can't study for a test. So think about that. Babies can't do all that much. And what else about a baby? 100% dependent. Powerless. Babies completely dependent on their caregiver. If the people that are caring for the baby stop caring, the baby dies. That's how weak a baby is. And powerless. And guess what? There was a baby that was your God. Is that spectacular or what? A baby? What's a baby? That your God would be a baby? What he was. Just looked a lot like this guy, but real. And he was 100% human, so he didn't come out and say, "Hi Mary, I'm God, it's nice to meet you. You'll be taking care of me for the next 30 years, but I'll really be in charge." He didn't do that. He came out and said, "Wow." Because he didn't even know he was God. Because if he's 100% human, he's like you and I when we were babies. We didn't even know. I didn't know I was matchlocked when I was a baby. I didn't know. I had to learn. And Jesus had to learn too. Amazing. You know what this is called? It's called humility. Humility. The humbleness of the Christmas story. I mean, it starts with the fact that he's a baby. Even if it wasn't a palace that he was born instead of a barn, just the fact that he's a baby and he's God is a really, really big deal. So maybe you can join me thinking about that part of the Christmas story this year. I have a Christmas gift for all of you. It's a simple card that I made myself. Your teachers will be giving it to you. And I like it because it reminds me of the humanity of, the picture reminds me of the humanity of Jesus. Yes, he was 100% God, but also 100% human. That made him a normal baby in all ways. And you'll notice on the card my promises to pray for you. And I did that for everyone I gave the cards to. You say, "Mr. Schwabman, how can you remember to pray for over 200 people?" As I shared with you last year, I can't remember all of them from my brain, so I bring a list. So when I go to midnight mass, I have my list of all the teachers, my list of all the students, and your name is on here. I will not forget to pray for you because I won't forget my list. And may God bless you and your family with an amazing, wonderful Christmas. May you know the love that God has for you, that he would do something like become a baby. He did that for you. Dr. Roach will be awarding a blue card today. Step into the light, Dr. Roach.
A lot of times when we think of the saints, we think of all the great things they did. I'm very close to you. But a lot of times if you read the lives of the saints, it's the little things that make a difference. So I would like to call Tess Patterson up, please. About a week ago, outside my door there was a little bit of a mess. We'd cleaned up our class and we'd swept things out, and the evening sweepers had missed it. So the next day, other students were just tracking through it. And Tess, she's not in my classroom, she's not in my homeroom. She had no obligation, and she just, of her own free will, just self-prompted, said, could I clean that up? And so I was very touched by her thoughtfulness and her going above and beyond what was required. So Tess, thank you very much.
Tess Patterson, come up, please. All right, so a couple weeks later on this one, but I saw Dr. Roach's card and I said, I'm gonna give Tess on the same day. So initiative, and very similar to what Dr. Roach was talking about. So this was a Christmas caroling event. It was a family night, Saturday night, and Tess was here, and she did a lot of help with cleaning up. She was one of the biggest helpers in cleaning up, as well as some of the adults. So, and she did that on her own, and thank you. And she also was very kind and gave me a webgram for the Charlotte's Web Play, so thank you. Let's say our friends. Nice, thank you.